Page of JPTV 3000. I'm here with,
Kyle Tennyson.
and Kyle's a really great guy. I've known Kyle since the first time I first came to North Dakota. Kyle's an awesome guy. He runs a command center. He does a great job, in my opinion. And I've been privileged enough to talk with Kyle, and Kyle has allowed me to ask him a couple questions. He's a veteran of the Bakken Oilfield of Williston, North Dakota. He knows a lot of things, and he's got a lot of great information. So, with no further ado, I'll let Kyle tell you who he is and where he's from, and we'll go from there.
Okay. My name is Kyle Tennyson. I am the branch manager of the Williston branch of Command Center. We are a staffing agency in Williston, North Dakota. I have been here since August of 2012, and our branch has been up since November of 11. Pretty much I've seen a whole lot of things in my span, good, bad, and indifferent. And after Jerry's questions here, I'll divulge into that a little bit, but we'll knock out Jerry's questions first.
Okay, Kyle, let me kind of get a little bit more about you. What was your situation, or pretty much what brought you to North Dakota? What brought you to this area?
Humorously enough, my wife. In October of 2011, my wife being a teacher, she happened to be offered a teaching position through a friend of a friend. We came up here. We drove from Waukesha, Wisconsin, basically Milwaukee. We drove straight through one night, got here 7 a.m. We did an entire path from 7 a.m. until about 7 p.m. of learning about the school, learning about the principal, pretty much all the necessities. From there, the principal had offered a position to my wife. My wife was ecstatic. We asked about housing. We were offered a fifth wheel for $500 a month. Where I'm from, $650 or $700 can get you a nice two-bedroom apartment. So we knew that that wasn't feasible at the time. Little did we know, oil prices dictate that $2,000 for rent is pretty standard. So we went home in October and thought nothing of it. During the summer of the following year, my wife gets a call, hey, we actually found housing. Excellent. So the two of us come out. We did get scammed when we originally came out for a little bit of money. So do watch those as far as when you do come out. But as far as the situation as a whole, we think it worked out really well. My wife got a teaching position on August the 14th. From the 14th through the 21st, we were in her classroom setting up her entire classroom. From the 21st to the 28th, I told myself, I'm going to go ahead and get me nothing. I've been working since I've been 16. For the first time in my life, I'm not going to do a job. I'm going to sit at the library and do nothing. A day and a half later, I was bored out of my mind. So what do? I went on the internet and I started applying to places. One of the places that I applied for is now known as Command Center. While at Command Center, I first walked in, I sat down, I talked with the manager and the staff at that time, and it was a nice staff. However, I needed to come in and show that I was not just a nobody. So what I did was the very first thing I did, I cleaned the men's bathroom. Why? Because I had to show that I am able to do anything, anytime. So long story short, I am now in the position that I was first brought on as a branch manager. I've been here since August 28th of 2012, and to this day it's probably the best position that I've had, and in theory, the best position I will have.
Okay, and I want to kind of get some of your opinion and some of the things as far as if you knew someone who was thinking about coming up here, if you knew someone who was considering it, what are some of the things that you would, or I say, what is some of the advice that you would give them before they actually make the jump to coming all the way up here?
The first advice is the same advice anybody's going to tell you before you do anything. Be prepared. A lot of the rooms here are for hotels are between $100 and $125 a night. If you can get some deals, they're at least $80 a night. Now, with that, when you first get up here, it's going to take a while for your resume to actually get seen by the clients. So, for example, if you go to the Halliburtons of the world, first thing you're going to want to do is apply online, wherever you're at. Next, you're going to want to come here in person and apply. What I specifically tell people is, Do a weekend trip. Do a Thursday, Friday trip. Even if you're still employed. Preferably if you're still employed. Come here on a Thursday and Friday. Fill out a bunch of applications, meet a bunch of people, and get ready for, on the drop of a dime of a hat, somebody calling you and saying, you got 24 hours to get here and take a P test. Do not make yourself dirty in that span. Theoretically, don't make yourself dirty at all. But if you're going to, don't. Once they call you for the P test, then you come in, you either fly or drive in depending on your travel plans. You come in, you do the P test. Now after the P test, they're going to run a background check. So once again, you can go home, I would say for probably about a week. After that, they'll call you up and say, hey, your background check came back and your P test came back. Everything's all clear. Would you like to start tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. or whatever shift or whatever they have you doing? So my first advice is realize it's going to take a while. It can take up to 3 months from when you do your resume for them to actually call you back, period. Now, if they don't call you back within 3 months, it's a no-go. There's no easy or simple way of saying that. Now, the difference between the Halliburtons of the world and what I do is I run a staffing agency. What my goal is you come in whenever you come in on the first day. If you get your application done by noon, we can go ahead and get you into a 2 o'clock safety video. It's about a half an hour. It's the same standard safety stuff you see everywhere, but we show it because we care. Now, after that, we'll get you a scan card, and you're eligible to work as early as 2:30 in the afternoon. Does that mean you're going to work at that time? Most of the time, no. Probably not until the following morning or the day after, depending on A, what your skill set is, B, how much of a worker you're actually planning on being. The reason I say that is, let's say you come in flip-flop shorts and say, I'm ready for work. Or, if you're the type of person who, going back to the drug screen, isn't clean, we're very good at weeding those people out. I've been here 2.5 years. One of my staff has been here 2.5 years. We're pretty good about being able to A, smell you, or B, get a good vibe of what you may or may not have taken. What else we do is, when we do ask you for, hey, we have this job, is this something you want to do? If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. There's no black mark, there's no how dare you say no or anything like that. If we think you're able for the position, we'll put you out in the position. Once in a while, if we only have a couple people in the room and we get a call for a client looking for a concreter or somebody to haul concrete or whatever the case, what we'll do is we'll ask the audience and we'll say, does anybody here want to do concrete for the day? If somebody wants to, I have no problem putting them out. If you're the type who's shown you're a good worker with us, you'll get a higher employee rating. We don't care who the first one in the door is. What we care about is who's the good employees. When a person first comes out, what they do is they don't have a rating. We understand it, everybody's new. But what we try to do is we try to pair you up with somebody who does have a good rating, so that way you guys start off with a 10 out of 10. We have a 10 for an exceed, 5 for a met, and 0 for a not met. The more exceeds you get on the job site, the more likely you are to go out and work more and more and more. Obviously, as a company, we want to make sure we send out our good workers as opposed to just some worker.
All right, Cal. Man, you've been a great interview, dude. That's like more information than I could ever possibly get from anybody else. Because as soon as I started talking to them, they just started rambling on. But man, it was great talking to you, man. I knew you were going to have some good information. Because I'm always telling people, if they're going to come here, they need to bring the best them that they got.
Yes. For example, if you're somebody who's gotten 5 years or more of your trade, make sure your resume says that. I don't care if you put your name and then right underneath it. Sorry about sticking with the concrete theme, but 5 years of concrete experience. I've done this. Great. That way I can get you out to a client that's looking for a concreter, as opposed to, I've done concrete for about 5 years. I've done carpentry for 3 years. Or the individuals who are good at everything. Nobody is good at everything. As soon as you tell somebody, I am the hardest worker you'll see, and you don't back it up, they'll think you're a 0 out of 10. Words are meaningless unless they're backed up with actions. Make sure that as soon as you go out to a job site, whether it's for me or not, just general advice. You tell somebody you're going to do something, do it. Oh yeah, I can get all of this done. This is supposed to be a 4-day project. There's no way you're going to be able to get it done today. Now I know you're full of baloney. So just stick to your word. Simple as that. If we're not able to get you out, and there are some individuals that we're not able to get out, no sense sugarcoating it. If there's somebody we're not able to get out, we try like heck to find something for them. We have a worker in here who does not have a lot of ability and does not have a lot of skill. He's a good worker. He shows up every day, and we try like heck to get him out on the tickets that we're able to. Maybe it's once a month only. But you know what? For him, his sense of coming in here every single day, the camaraderie, being able to chat with people, yes, it sucks that he's not getting out. But he's not at home. He's not sulking. There are a lot worse things out there. And when we do get him out, he's as giddy as a schoolgirl. You can see the joy in his face. And that's one of the reasons why I like doing what I do. The pure fact of being able to help people. That's what I do.
This is JPTV 3000. Kyle, Superman. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to some more people, and they'll be just as positive as Kyle, and they'll be just as rewarding to listen to and learn from as Kyle. Kyle, man, appreciate that. Thank you. And it's always a pleasure, man. You're a cool dude to me, man. I
try to treat everybody good. At the end of the day, whether I like you or not personally, doesn't matter. It's a business. I try to help out as best I can. If I can't, I'll tell you I can't.
That's it.
Stay positive.
Yeah. Well, this is JPTV 3000. Checking out with Kyle. See y'all later.